This is Callistemon citrinus lemon bottle brush, and it's native to Australia. Very colorful, unique flowers. This is mid-April in California in the Bay Area along the coast in Half Moon Bay. And we had an early spring this year. So generally these are blooming heavily in spring and then sporadically throughout the year, kind of depending on your weather pattern. They do bloom on new growth, so I think that's part of the deal, is if you have an actively growing plant, you're going to get more blossoms than not. Size-wise, this is a large shrub. This can be 15 to 20 feet tall and wide, and I see it usually pruned as a large hedge. So I'd say if you're going to try and use it in a hedge, 5 foot minimum, my opinion, is the best. And I would actually prefer to have 6 to 8 feet. And as you can see, this one right here is a good 15 to 20 foot shrub. So if you let it go, this is kind of what you're going to have. And then you can also use it as a small tree where the lower branches are removed, and 20 to 25 feet tall at that point. Likes full sun, is going to bloom best for you in full sun, is very tolerant of different watering amounts. So low to regular water is good, but that said, it says in the book here that these naturally occur in boggy like conditions where their feet are wet all the time, and so it's very tolerant of wet feet, which is kind of rare to find something like that that is also quite drought tolerant. In my experience here in California, we're in the middle of our worst drought in history right now, and these are doing just fine. So, and many of them don't have any irrigation to them at this point. I don't think this one right here probably does. So, very tolerant of different watering conditions. Also deer tolerant. And of different soils, so alkaline and salty soils, and just about any type of soil. We have a lot of heavy clay where we are, and they do just fine in that as well. So it's a showy plant that can take a lot of abuse. I think from a designer standpoint, the biggest thing is that it's big. And there aren't a lot of situations that, unless you're going to keep pruning this thing, you can handle the size of it. So I'd say use it as a specimen shrub in a back corner where it's not getting the way, going to get in the way, so that you're not constantly expecting maintenance people to prune it and hold it back for you. Hummingbirds love this plant. This is one of the best hummingbird plants going. And again, the showy flower is very unique. I find that a lot of people from Europe and areas where it's colder, where you can't grow this, or just fall in love with this plant because it's so unique to them. So that's what I can tell you about Callistemon citrinus lemon bottle brush. Very unique and striking large shrub. Kind of taken for granted. Been in California for many years and people are kind of over it. But I think in the right place, it's still a pretty cool shrub to use. You know, newer varieties like Little John that are dwarf are more popular because they fit in more situations. But if you have a larger area where you can use this, as you can see, it can be quite striking. And that is Callistemon citrinus lemon bottle brush. Enjoy. Oh, one last thing. Cold hardiness. Cold hardy down to 15 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit.